Good day and welcome. My name is Seth Grey, and in this video today, we are continuing our series of 4 videos, which are the secrets to the structure of hypnosis. And this is video number 3. We're going to be talking about process language. Process language is how we talk to the unconscious mind. In these videos, I've so far covered metaphors, descriptive language, and now it's process language. And all of these kind of work together to create this depth of understanding of how the unconscious mind works, how your unconscious mind works, how another person's unconscious mind works, the language of the unconscious mind, how to speak to your unconscious mind and to other people's unconscious minds. And this is the core of hypnosis and conversational hypnosis. A process language is how the unconscious mind works. It is structured in form, structure, and process language. The unconscious mind does not have a mind of its own. It doesn't know the difference between right, wrong, good and bad. It only responds to the commands that you give it. It only responds to the processes you command it to do. So it is kind of like a robot, and you program in all these programs that perform certain activities. When this happens, it's like a formula. When X and Y happens, it equals Z. This is how we are in our fundamental basis in the unconscious mind. We're just walking around structured processes. And sometimes we have operating errors where we have to go in and we have to rewrite and create a new program. And the way we do this is through metaphor, through descriptive language, and through process language. They actually all work together once you understand all of them as a whole unit. Process language is a direct commanding language where you're giving instructions and orders to perform certain activities. For instance, there is no such thing as an emotion. All emotions are just processes and activities that happen to activate the state that you go into, which you call an emotion. So all emotions are actually processes that had to happen first, and then it activated that feeling you felt as a result of the process that happened. But instead of getting lost in the emotion, let us get to the core of it to discover what is the process, what is the activity that is going on within me, within you, that creates the emotional state or the kinesthetic state you call happiness, sadness, depression, loneliness, euphoria, etc. and etc. Because all emotions are not things. They are processes and activities. And when you start to grasp this concept, you will have a very good understanding of hypnosis and conversational hypnosis and talking to the unconscious mind. When you learn to speak in process language, you are imparting a process into someone's mind, which is easy for them to digest and to follow. Process language creates a form of amnesia in people's minds. So they completely don't remember what you said, but they're just left with a certain feeling because processes activate states and feelings. I'll give you an example. When you speak to people directly in process language, you're telling them what they're going to get, what they're going to feel, what they're going to see, what they're going to smell. You're being assertive with descriptive words. So in the last video, it was all about descriptive language, what we're hearing, what we're seeing, what we're feeling. And you can apply that into command language. You can give the command of what they're going to feel, of what they're going to see. First of all, you can describe what's happening in the environment around you. And then you can start to make up certain commands, which imprints into the unconscious mind. And the person will start to follow instruction. A very good hypnotic subject, when you put them into trance and you suspend their ability to disbelieve in you, because that's the core of hypnosis, your suspension of disbelief. And then you start laying on command language. The person will do exactly what it is you're commanding. They will feel whatever it is you're commanding. They will see, they will hear, they will smell, they will taste, they will touch. They will feel it as if it was really happening. Remember our example about the lemon. If you describe to someone the taste of a lemon, biting into a lemon, their glands actually start to salivate. So we can, through our descriptive language and our process language, we can trick the unconscious mind to believe something is happening that's not. And the body will respond as if it is happening. I'm going to teach you a very basic structure for command language. If you guys want to go deeper into this concept, I have created a course. Have a look in the description below. I mean, I'm giving away a lot of free content, but if you want even more advanced concepts, if you want more information about this and going deeper into hypnosis and conversational hypnosis, check out my course. I'm going to share with you now the structure of process language. So we first start with Trojan phrases, trance words, commands, and then we can mix into that metaphors and analogies. This is a very strong way to communicate to someone because they cannot resist it. By definition, when you learn how to speak to the unconscious mind, you are bypassing the critical factor. You're bypassing the logical mind. So there's no resistance to the information. And because you're speaking in the unconscious mind's own language, it will be memorable, and more than likely instructions will be followed exactly. We cannot resist certain hypnotic language because we can't even remember what was said. But the unconscious mind remembers process language. The logical mind does not. So we start with Trojan phrases, which is a phrase, and I'll give you one of them. It's what if. Now in my course, I've got lists of all of these, but I don't want to give away too much because it's really valuable content for free. So we'll start with what if, Trojan phrase. Then we have a trance words, are words that activate the unconscious mind, like imagine. And then we have a command, which is we're commanding the person to get this, to do this, to understand this. And I will lay it out in its format. So this is process language right now. What if you could imagine what it would be like to understand all these concepts? Almost as if they traveled so deep inside your mind into a place where you completely made sense of it. And you could just start to visualize putting all these puzzles together, and they're all synchronizing and fitting together. And then you can come back to this moment where you're just looking around you, you're noticing what are you seeing, what are you hearing, what are you feeling, but you know within yourself that you understand this information on a deeper level now because you understand process language. So I just did it there. I used trance phrases, which are words to bypass the logical mind. And you might notice that when I was going into that state, you went a little fuzzy. Watch it again, just to notice. You bypass the logical mind with Trojan phrases. We used a trance word to open up the imagination. And then we started to lay on commands. I said to you, what if you could imagine understanding this information? That's a command, to understand this information. I said to you to start to make sense of it. So understand this information, make sense of this information. These are direct commands that command the unconscious mind to fulfill a specific task. So when we use Trojan phrases, trance words, and commands, and we can even use a metaphor, like I said to you, it's like this puzzle coming together, and it's all starting to make sense. Understanding the structure of processed language, Trojan phrases, trance words, commands, and you can mix in metaphors and analogies. This is how we speak in a structured and processed way. We intertwine descriptive language into that, and we become a power-packed form of communication to activate, stimulate, and communicate to other people's unconscious minds.